Destiny's been out for a year, Octay.
Yep.
Time for new Destiny 2.0. Mike Mahardy.
Yep.
You guys excited? You don't look it.
I am, actually.
Big Destiny fans. You've been playing all year. You've been trying to sell me on Destiny all year. Taken King is just around the corner. Tell me what this new patch, this is for everyone, right?
Yep.
Tell me what it gives to players, whether or not they're getting the Taken King or not.
You want to go? You want to take it?
All right, fine. I'll start, and then you can fill in the
Do
gaps.
it. You've been playing
Okay.
this morning.
I played some. The patch is actually pretty big. It's almost 18 gigs.
Great.
So be ready for that. If you have crappy internet, good luck. Or even for us with fast internet, it was pretty slow. But
If you've got a bandwidth cap, good luck.
I guess so. But a lot of quality of life. I've kind of hearkened this a bunch, but it makes a big difference. Just like UI itself is like way better. You got like better questing. There's new quests. There's better way of tracking your quest that you didn't have before. That's like MMO style. You can like kind of stamp it on your like main screen. Like,
cool.
okay, what do I need to keep doing? I need to kill 7 more dudes instead of going back to my options. You have 16 bounty slots now, up from 10. So more stuff to do. On top of that, let's see, what else is there? There's new kiosks. Your kiosks kind of house a lot of your stuff, like your shaders, your ships, so you don't kind of have to carry all that stuff with you anymore. You can just like pick the ones you want. And of course, there's new shaders and ships coming in Taken King as well.
So new inventory system as well in this bad boy?
There's more vault space. They've
Right.
doubled it, which is a pretty big deal. In terms of inventory, like specifically with gear, or what do you mean? Like, I guess, yeah.
Well, now you can do class items, which used to be just aesthetic, and or if you were trying to get reputation for certain factions and PvP stuff, it would go toward Dead Orbit, Future Monarchy. But now those actually give you defense as well as certain stat like intellect, discipline, strength, and your ghost shell also. So now that it's Nolan North, you can call it, I don't know, your Nolan shell or something.
So Peter Dinklage out, Nolan North in. You've been listening to it this morning, both of you. Mike, what do you think about his performance?
I like it a lot more. I think Peter Dinklage was kind of a novelty just because it was Peter Dinklage in a video game, and it was. I got so used to hearing him like say all these lines when you're doing the story missions that I kind of forgot, how good it could be to actually have a voice actor who's obviously Nolan North is a veteran. So he sounds a lot more like C-3PO. It's kind of that computerized digital.
Yeah, crazy modulation on the voice.
Yeah, or Chris Waters had made the comparison to 343 Guilty Spark from Halo.
Right, yeah.
And that's definitely the best comparison. It sounds a lot like that high-pitched, like kind of emphatic. I'm really happy to be here and tell you everything. But I like it a lot. It's a nice change. It's not as monotone as Dinklage was.
It's interesting, actually, considering the sort of news over the weekend about the lawsuit and how much the story changed. Apparently, the story was kind of completely overhauled. I wonder if in a couple of years we'll find out that Dinklage had like lots of lines scrapped, or like it was a totally different type of character, or something to that end. Because clearly, like, this voice performance has been done with the script that we have right now in mind. In terms of these, we'll talk about the quests in a second, but in terms of the sort of overall changes to UI and quality of life stuff, is this stuff, do you think, Eric, that like Destiny fans were looking for? Is this very much like the list of things that you would have wanted, or are these kind of piecemeal changes that you're happy for, but you didn't really know you wanted?
I think like there are probably some changes that I'm like, oh yeah, that's really cool that I have that. Like, I don't know if I aspired to have a lot of these changes, but like, it's we've had this conversation in the office, me and Mike, about how kind of some of these UI changes and some of these quality of life changes are kind of what Reaper of Souls did for Diablo 3, which is a really big deal. And like, you kind of don't really think about them until you actually have them, and then you're just like, oh wow, this is like tremendously better, or this is why didn't we have this before? And it just simplifies things, it makes things cleaner, better, and then because of that, you like it. Like the fact that you can turn in bounties without having to go into the tower, that's a pretty big deal. Like something like that. And another big kind of change that's gonna help people that maybe haven't played it as much, or even people that have played it, is you can use your ghost now to scan like stuff in the world. And then Dan was also telling me that when you go into a patrol mission, Nolan Bot, or whatever we want to call it, will actually kind of tell you a story instead of like Dinklage, how like before he's like, let's see what we can do here, but like instead he'll kind of give you like a small narrative or something.
So there's a bit more been added in there as well.
Did we didn't mention the light system?
No, so that's all been changed up as well, right?
Yeah, so people that have played a lot of Destiny, like Tay, like to get to 34 or anything above 20, it's all reliant on light, which each armor piece inherently has above a certain level has a number of light that
so
contribute
up
to it.
until that point, it's like a general, you grind XP by completing missions, but then after level 20, it turns into this other form of currency, basically.
So now light is not actually based off of like certain items you get. It's an average of all your total defense and offense. So it's not this stat that's kind of tying into your level as much. It's more of just an indicator of how good your gear is. But like later on, like we were playing the patch today, and a lot of the higher level story heroic missions, like hard difficulty, were all recommended this amount of light. So now it's kind of telling you like your character's probably not good enough yet to do this. But that's all tied to just playing more and finding better things, and finding quests that are going to give you like legendary rewards. So from what I've played, I played a lot of 2.0 at this point, just prior to today, and it definitely seems like your time is being respected more. Like I think Tay and I kind of differ.
Yeah, well, what's your take on that one?
He loves grinding, so he might disagree with me.
Loves the grind.
Yeah.
Side point to what he just actually said that actually I didn't think about till right now. Like the fact that we can't do heroic story now because of like a finite number of like I think you have to be like 240 light.
So, yeah.
Does that mean that like anyone that doesn't buy Taken King can't actually get there? Because we can't get there right now.
Because it's just not enough.
Yeah,
well,
you can only play like normal missions.
Well, no, I think when Taken King releases in a week, the year 2 stuff will be enough to get you to light, regardless of whether you have Taken King or not. The patch itself, you can get like better stuff next week, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure if you can actually get that stuff from legendaries. So if that's the case, that's kind of shitty. I hope that's not. We'll investigate further.
Yeah.
But I like in terms of the grind, like that I enjoy it. I think I look forward to the raid, and I think this time around, having the raid back after not having it in House of Wolves is a pretty big deal. And I think it'll also help differentiate some of the hardcore players from maybe some of the more casual players. But the casual players this time around have so much more to do. There's so many more quests and stuff to farm and grind, and they're trying to reward you more and make your experience kind of more rewarding, like you said, to respect your time, as Mike was saying, which I think is fine. I just hope that it doesn't become like super easy, like too casual. I don't want it to go like WoW Cataclysm, where it's like looking for raid. All right, like
press a button.
Yeah. And like my buddy's AFK eating dinner. I'm like, what are you doing, man? And he's like, oh, I'm eating dinner. It's all right. Like you guys got this. It's like,
I got this right-click add-on. It just does the game for me.
Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna be like that. It's just that I don't want it to gravitate too far over. I know what they're doing. They're trying to find a way to find a happy medium of
appeasing the hardcore,
and also kind of bringing new people in, casting a wider net.
Do you think that like if you were to like guess at a percentage of the amount of Destiny players who are going to buy Taken King, what would you say?
Currently that are playing? Oh, I would say like 80+%, 90%.
I was going to say like 65, 70.
Yeah, it feels like that edge though, doesn't it? It feels like at least 2/3.
Like, if you're saying like regular players, yeah, I'd agree. It's probably like 80. It seems pretty like monumental as far as how much is going to change the game, especially after next week, because there's anybody who, like, even if you just spend your entire time with the game playing patrol missions, you'll hit 40 if you play enough. And I mean, it'll take you a lot longer than like the way Tay plays or I play, but it's accessible for people that want to just be casual with it, and it's also, there's still exotic bounty chains and whatnot that you can, if you want to go through the grind of that, you can get those like, specific weapons and everything. So from what I've seen, from my understanding, it seems like it's doing a good job of like enveloping both kinds of players.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get more people too, because like imagine if you didn't buy the expansions but you played Destiny, right?
Yeah.
You're paying $60, yeah, but you're paying $60, I think, I'm pretty sure. You're paying $60 for both expansions and Taken King. So you get all of that for $60 instead of like, what, 80 for us?
Yeah,
80 for us?
So does that sour you at all?
No. But we've had this conversation before. Like I feel like it's like the time I spend playing the game for how, like costs associated, great for me, perfect for me.
Good investment.
But like not a good investment for everyone. Like someone that buys Destiny, plays it for like 4 or 5 hours, like maybe yourself, doesn't like where it's going, you stop. Bad $60 investment. I pay $20 for an expansion, I get 2 to 4 weeks, if not more, worth of content. That's plenty of investment.
Not bad. All right, Taken King, we'll have a review up on GameSpot soon.
We will have a review in progress up on Tuesday, because we have to play the raid, which comes out on the 18th, 3 days later.
So this day next week, we'll have a review in progress.
Tay, myself, and 4 other people from the office will be going at that.
Okay, cool. So we'll have to get you back on next week then to tell us all about how that one's playing.
We'll probably live stream it too. So
yeah? Sweet.
Also, we have a running bet.
What's the running bet?
Oh, man.
Steak dinner.
Oh
Found
shit!
a fatal
Steak
flaw
dinner.
in Tay's
Who?
plan.
Just the two of you?
Yep. Who can
Okay.
reach 40 first?
Who can reach 40?
And
What?
found a fatal flaw in his plan today, which
okay.
it shouldn't affect it that much. 'cause
Go
I-
for- well, tell us, and the internet will let you know if it's all right or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
And
on.
I prefer a medium rare, just for
What is it? What's the flaw? What's the flaw?
He just has one more bounty than I do, so it's like a little bit more experience. I thought
Okay.
it was gonna be worse than that because like since the patch came out today, I was planning ahead of time, but I didn't plan ahead for this patch and how the patch actually changed some of the mechanics of the game.
Right.
So then I kind of screwed myself, but then it turns out he wasn't that far ahead, so I'm not that worried. And he's played it already technically a little bit, so that's fine, no problem. Medium rare over
You
here.
both like medium rare?
might as well
Medium
just buy 2 steaks.
Medium rare is all around.
You should have them ready for right around the cusp of 40.
Yeah, there you go.
Mary?
Mary agrees.
Yeah, all right.
All right, maybe we'll have medium rare steak on the lobby next week. Thanks so much for joining us, folks, gentlemen, and you guys watching at home. Let us know what you think of Destiny 2.0. The patch, have you downloaded it? Is it still downloading? Are you not watching this right now so you can get that extra bandwidth and play some more goddamn Destiny? And are you going to pick up the Taken King? Let us know in the comments below.